Friends, if you are over 50 years old, this video is for you. Today I will share with you 5 Stoic teachings that will help you start the day with money and abundance. And I don't just mean material wealth. I'm talking about a richness that goes beyond, an abundance of inner peace, mental clarity, and life purpose. If you stick around until the end of the video, I assure you that you will discover an extra practice that will surprise you and help you transform your mornings completely. The Stoics, those ancient wise men, left us lessons that endure to this day. And the best part is that you don't need to be young or at the top of your career to take advantage of them. At any age, especially from 50 onwards, there are ways to ensure that every morning is an opportunity for growth, prosperity, and fulfillment. I invite you to stay until the end because I am going to reveal something that, believe me, will change your perspective forever. 1. Do a mental review before getting out of bed. First, before your foot touches the ground in the morning, stop. And it's not just a physical pause. It's a sacred moment. Close your eyes and, before doing anything, express gratitude. This is one of the most important principles of the Stoics. Conscious gratitude. We're not talking about superficial gratitude, but a deep connection with life itself, with the fact that today you have another opportunity to live with purpose. Have you ever thought about this? Every morning is a gift. Being grateful, even in difficult times, places you in a position of strength. The simple act of gratitude is already aligning your mind for what's to come. The Stoics taught that after that moment of gratitude, we should do a mental review. Close your eyes and imagine the day ahead of you. Think, what problems might arise today? What obstacles might I face? It's not about being pessimistic, but realistic. Many times, difficulties catch us by surprise, and we react with anxiety, frustration, or anger. But when you start your day by anticipating potential problems, you prepare yourself. You will no longer be surprised. It's like being a general before a battle. You study the terrain, know the possible threats, and devise your strategy. In this way, when you face challenges, you've already visualized them. You already know how to act, and nothing takes you out of your peace. Imagine that today you have a difficult meeting or perhaps a family issue that worries you. If you visualize it before it happens, you can prepare yourself emotionally. Ask yourself, how can I face this calmly? How can I maintain my serenity? And when you get to that moment, you will be more centered and prepared. Negative emotions will not consume you because you have already anticipated them. This simple visualization exercise, while it may seem small, has an enormous impact on your day. It helps you to be present, to make wiser decisions, and to maintain control. Think of the times you have reacted impulsively. How many times has a quick reaction caused you problems? The Stoics knew that the key to peace and abundance lies in mental preparation. And we're not just talking about the big problems in life, but also the small daily irritations that can wear you down if you don't handle them well. From a rude comment from a colleague to a setback in your routine, everything can be faced with greater serenity if you have anticipated it. I invite you to try this exercise tomorrow morning, before you get out of bed. Take a few minutes to express gratitude and then mentally review your day. Ask in the comments, do you already practice something similar? If so, how has it changed your life? I'm sure that over time, you will notice how this practice transforms not only your day but also your approach to the world. This simple exercise not only gives you control over your emotions, but also allows you to anticipate challenges. And you know what? That also affects your financial success. By being in control of yourself, you make better decisions. 2. Define what abundance really means to you. Now, I want you to think about what abundance means to you. Is it money? Is it peace? The Stoics talked a lot about how true wealth is not in coins, but in the freedom of the soul. Have you stopped to think if your concept of wealth aligns with what you really want? Comment below what you believe makes you feel most fulfilled. This reflection will help you begin to prioritize the things that truly matter in your life. When you clarify what you value, you realize that many times you are already richer than you thought. The Stoics taught that abundance is not in the quantity of possessions, but in the quality of your mind, in the freedom you feel by not being enslaved by material desires. By connecting with that inner peace and realizing what you already have, you begin to see true abundance in your life. Meaningful relationships, health, tranquility, time for yourself. And from that place of gratitude, you start to attract more of what you truly need, instead of seeking what never fulfills you. Have you ever realized that what you thought you needed wasn't what truly made you happy? Ask yourself this question today and share your thoughts in the comments. Because when you understand what truly makes you feel abundant, your life changes. 3. Prioritize what you can control. This is key. The Stoics taught that we should only focus on what is within our control. And I want you to really reflect on this. Think about all those times you've gotten stuck in thoughts about what others think of you, about situations that are out of your hands. How much time and energy do you waste on those worries? Probably more than you think. But what if you took all that energy and redirected it toward what you can control? This has the power to completely change your day, and not just your day, but your whole life. The first thing we must understand is that there is a very clear line between what we can control and what we cannot. The Stoics divided life into two categories: things that are under our control and things that are not. What we can control includes our thoughts, our actions, our reactions, and our attitude toward circumstances. Everything else, other people's opinions, the weather, politics, other people's behavior, is out of our control. However, we tend to focus our energy on those external things. We worry about what others think of us, we get frustrated when things don't go as planned, and we distress ourselves over an uncertain future. This is the mistake. When you do this, you're wasting your energy on things you can never change. And the most frustrating part is that the more you worry about what you cannot control, the less energy you have left to focus on what you can manage. It's like trying to move a mountain with your hands while neglecting the garden right in front of you, which you can cultivate. And here lies the Stoic teaching. True power and true peace come when you focus only on what is under your control. Imagine for a moment that, starting today, you decide to do just that. You decide to stop worrying about what others think of you. You decide to stop trying to control the uncontrollable. What changes would you see in your life? Your mind would be clearer. You would no longer waste energy on problems you cannot solve, and that energy would be available for what truly matters. Do you have a personal project? Is there something you would like to improve in your financial life? That very energy you used to spend worrying would now be available for action, to move forward, to make decisions with clarity and without distractions. And what's even more important, your emotional well-being would change. The anxiety we often feel comes from trying to control things we cannot. We feel powerless, stressed, frustrated. But when you accept that certain things are beyond your control, you free yourself from that weight. You stop feeling responsible for the outcome of every situation. You learn to say, "This is not in my hands," and instead of stressing out, you choose to focus on what you can do. Maybe you can't change how someone treats you, but you can change how you respond. Perhaps you can't avoid a setback, but you can control your attitude toward it. This practice, while it seems simple, has profound implications not only for your emotional well-being but also for your productivity. Less time worrying about what you cannot change means more time acting on what you can. And when you start focusing only on what is within your control, you become more effective, more productive. Imagine that instead of spending hours worrying about the global economy, you choose to concentrate your energy on improving your skills, seeking new opportunities, taking care of your personal finances. The results would be much more tangible, much more productive, and your mind would be much more at peace. It's a radical shift in perspective. You stop being a passive spectator who worries about everything, and you become the active protagonist of your life. You take control of what you can change, and you learn to let go of what you cannot. And it's not about being indifferent or uninterested in the world around you. The Stoics didn't teach indifference, but rather the wisdom of knowing where to invest your energy. That is, worrying only about what is truly within your power. So, I invite you to pause for a moment and think, how would my life be if today I only focused on what I can control? How would this change my day, my mind, my productivity? And beyond that, how would this affect my long-term well-being? If this idea resonates with you, tell me in the comments. In what aspects of your life have you been focusing your energy on what you cannot change? And how do you think your life would improve if you apply this Stoic teaching? I'm sure that if you start making this change today, you will begin to see real transformations, not only in your emotional well-being but also in your ability to achieve the abundance and success you seek. 4. Surround yourself with simplicity. Did you know that the Stoics were great advocates of simplicity? For them, true wealth wasn't in the quantity of material goods, but in the freedom gained by not depending on them. The less they accumulated, the richer they felt. And here's the trick. The less we complicate our lives with unnecessary things, the more clarity and peace we obtain. It's a beautiful paradox. By letting go of the superfluous, we create space for the essential. If you're over 50, this is the perfect time to simplify your life. You've accumulated experiences, objects, and responsibilities over the years, but now is a good time to ask yourself, what do you really need in your life? I'm not just talking about physical objects, but also commitments, worries, and relationships that, instead of adding value, might be draining your energy. By simplifying, you free yourself from what doesn't contribute and can focus your attention on what truly matters. Ask yourself, how many of the things you have are really necessary? And I'm not just referring to the material, but also to the beliefs, expectations, and desires we've accumulated over time. Are all those things essential to your happiness? Or are they simply burdens that prevent you from enjoying the present? Share in the comments if you've already started to simplify your environment and what changes you've noticed. Simplicity not only brings mental well-being, but also has a direct impact on your finances. By living with less, you realize how much money you can save. Do you really need all those impulse purchases? The Stoics believed that by reducing the desire for the unnecessary, we also decrease our dependence on the external and become more self-sufficient. And when you control your desires, you control your spending. Think about this. Every object you acquire not only costs money but also time and energy to maintain. When you choose to live with less, you not only save money but also regain time and mental space. That simplicity translates into financial abundance because you stop spending on what you don't need and start investing in what truly enriches your life. Moreover, by simplifying your environment, you also make space for gratitude. When you have fewer material distractions, it's easier to appreciate what you already have. And as we saw earlier, gratitude is one of the keys to attracting more abundance into your life. When you value the essential, you realize that you already have much more than you thought. So, I invite you to reflect. What things in your life are complicating you more than benefiting you? What could you let go of today to feel freer and lighter? By doing this exercise, you'll see how your mind clears up, and at the same time, your finances improve. Leave me a comment and tell me how you plan to simplify your life from now on. 5. Always act with purpose. Finally, the most important advice of all. Every action, no matter how small, should have a purpose. The Stoics teach us that a day without purpose is a wasted day. And I'm not talking about grand goals or monumental achievements, but rather the intention we put into our everyday actions. When you wake up, ask yourself, what will I do today that adds value to my life or the lives of others? It's a powerful question that changes the way you approach your day. If you manage to ensure that every step, every decision has a clear purpose, you will notice that abundance follows you naturally. A life without purpose feels empty, as if we are merely occupying space, passing the days without direction. The Stoics firmly believed that each day is an opportunity to grow, to learn, to do good. When you wake up with a clear intention, no matter how small, you are empowering yourself to direct your life. It's not about seeking perfection or avoiding mistakes, but about living each moment with awareness. Think about this. Each day you start with a clear intention is a day where you are planting seeds of prosperity and abundance. The difference between those who feel their lives are full of purpose and those who feel empty is not in the quantity of things they do, but in the quality of those actions. Every small task can be an opportunity to grow and improve if you give it a purpose. For example, if today you decide that your purpose is to improve your financial well-being, what small actions could you take to move closer to that goal? Perhaps you review your expenses, or educate yourself a bit more about finances. If your purpose is to improve your relationships, maybe you make a call to someone important to you, or simply listen more attentively to those around you. Those small, purposeful actions are what, over time, create a life of abundance. Are you already applying this in your life? If not, this is an excellent time to start. Don't expect immediate big changes, but observe how each small intentional action begins to transform your day. In the long run, you will see that this practice not only brings you more peace and satisfaction, but also attracts more abundance. As Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoics, said, "The life of a man is what his thoughts make of it." If you start your day with a clear thought, with a clear purpose, your life will head towards prosperity. I invite you to share in the comments. What purpose will you give to your day today? What small action will you take with intention? I'm sure that when you begin to apply this consistently, you will see how each day becomes an opportunity to create something meaningful for yourself and those around you. So, start today. Remember, friends, it's not age that defines your success, but how you choose to face each day. These 5 Stoic principles are powerful tools you can start applying right now. If this content resonated with you, let me know in the comments. And don't forget, at the end of the day, true wealth lies in how we live, not in what we own. See you in the next video, and remember, abundance begins in the mind before it manifests in the material. Until next time.